Hello, Orville Nation. Welcome, everybody. Hello, Alan Cox, Jeff Wheeler, Dee Dee Myers, Time Prophet, Luis Sparrow, Matt Ryan. Hug Mama Kenny is in the chat. Welcome, Kenny. So many random fandoms. Everybody is in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have an amazing show. Lots of fun. What a fun episode. We have Craig and Sean with us. And, of course, Joe, Nina, Katie, and Adega. Let's get started. Introducing our favorite intergalactic meteorologist. We were just talking about clouds on Mars. Welcome, Katie Nicolau. Welcome, Katie.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you, my friend?
So good. I had a tooth infection last week and it is gone now, so I am free to talk as much as I can.
Awesome. Which is very healthy level of talking, I might add.
Oh yes.
You want to show your shirt off real quick for everybody?
Absolutely. Yes, these
awesome
are the
shirt.
wonderful things you can do when you're crafty, because it's so true, and I just had to make a t-shirt of it. So, it's great.
That's awesome. That's an awesome shirt. And yeah, did you? Well, Joe's going to ask you about it. Did you enjoy this episode?
Oh, definitely. I can see why everyone was hyping it up.
I just want to. I know you guys are DMing me. I know every day I look more orange. Today I'm actually almost red. I don't know what's going on with the lighting. I will get that fixed at some point. It's like bad. It's bad. Yeah, I know.
You just have a very interesting tan mixed with jaundice.
Let's hope not. But tan, yes, it's very hot, and tanning might be part of it. Who knows? All right, let's welcome ladies first. Nina Infinity, the infinitely Nina. Welcome, Nina.
Hey, how are you guys?
How are you?
I'm good. Katie, so it lived up to the hype for you?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Okay.
Now, the second I was like 600 years. Oh, 2000s. Oh, this should be fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can find me on my channel, Nina Infinity. I just put out the highlights video for Infinite Hope, which is a good news live stream I do every Friday. And tonight I'll be on Midnight's Edge for Toxic Femininity. And this Wednesday is the 1-year anniversary of Infinite Talk. You can catch me on John Talks' channel for that celebration. Thank you, PJ. Awesome. It's going to be an awesome show tonight.
And if you can, I saw you put in Katie's channel. If you can put in your channel real quick.
I will.
Katie, what's coming up on so many random fandoms?
Yes. We are finally in production of the fandom forecast for Doctor Who. Finally got approval now that we're in June, so we are beyond all the COVID blocks. So we're hoping to film this weekend. And then, yes, tomorrow or Wednesday, it's not yet Tuesday. Here. We're actually going to be doing another Avatar: The Last Airbender stream, and it's going to be really fun. We're talking about the water scroll, or water tribe scroll, water bending scroll. There we go. Had to get a couple of tries in there. It's going to be really fun.
Awesome. Fantastic. Let's bring in Dr. Adega, author, science fiction author, and Dr. Adega Outlaw. Welcome, Doctor. How are you?
Hello. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Good to see you. How is your writing for your I was going to say blog. No, how is your writing for that website going?
The YouTube channel, Top
YouTube
Fives.
Channel. Yeah.
They told me actually today, tentatively, they're expecting it somewhere in the middle of next month, and they're going to be sending me more scripts. They fell in love with what I did, and so I'm excited. They like it. It's going to be aired. I'm going to have a 3+ million audience on YouTube. So it's yeah, I'm blown away. It's fun, though. It's really fun. I'll tell you which episode it comes up, but basically it's about very rare oceanic, I can't even speak. Ocean life, very rare. 5 different ones that some new discoveries while we're being locked down that some of these places have gone down, discovered, and I write about them for it.
That's awesome.
And I'm putting in the link to that. Here you go, Top 5. And let's, all right. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Awesome. Let's get started. And let's welcome the creator of this wonderful universe and somebody who likes to tweet, so I hear. Welcome, Joseph MALLOZZI, Baron Destructo.
Yeah. Lovely to be here. Very exciting. Very excited to talk about this episode, which is one of my favorites. So I'm going to get right into it by introducing one of our first guest, who is a director that I work with for the first time on this episode of Dark Matter, and he did such a fabulous job. I am dying to work with him again, and if and when that Timescape series goes, the one I'm pitching now, he'll be the first on my list. The lovely and talented Craig David Wallace.
Yay!
Welcome, Craig. It's such an honor to have
Welcome.
you. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's gonna be exciting. I noticed you got the.
I'm in a production office right now. I'm in prep.
Oh,
so
I thought you were.
I'm doing floor plans for.
I thought it was an after party or something.
No after party for me.
In production, what are you working on? Can you say?
I can say I'm on Murdoch Mysteries season 15, which is great. So I'm
cool.
back in 1909, I believe, is where they are now. So that's fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
My mom's been trying to get me to watch that show forever.
it
I
is
haven't.
pretty fantastic, I gotta say, especially like now that they're on season 15, every episode is totally crazy because they've been through 255 episodes. So
Have they done?
Wow.
Have they done the musical episode yet?
no, actually, they talked to me about doing the musical episode 2 years ago, and the scope of it was just beyond what they were able to do. But yeah, I did do the Halloween episode though. I did their first Halloween episode. They've done 2 already, so.
Perfect.
Cool. Have you been there for like the whole 15 years?
No, I haven't. This is my third time on the show.
Ah,
so
okay.
I'm very, very excited to be back.
That's awesome.
Well, welcome here. And then I want to introduce our second guest, who is an actor, voice actor, renowned comedian, host, and also a sci-fi aficionado. The amazing Sean Cullen.
Hi.
Yay.
Hi there.
Hello.
Renaissance
How's
man.
everything going? It's good to be alive.
It's an honor to have you, Sean. Thank you
Wonderful
for joining
to
us
be
both.
here.
Yeah, I mean, Sean, I work with on Dark Matter, and then I ended up working with him on Utopia Falls, my last show. And chances are good that if and when I get another show, we'll be working again. I love the fact that he is someone who appreciates science fiction. Is that correct? Is that accurate? Would you say, Sean?
I absolutely do appreciate science fiction.
What's your favorite sci-fi show of all time?
Well, there's a lot of them. I'd have to say, when I was younger, Space 1999 was one of my favorite shows.
Ooh.
Such
Yes.
a silly show.
Trippy is what I
love
would.
that.
Well, the idea that the moon can travel fast enough to reach other planets, I don't understand that. But it was still very
It's
enjoyable.
science. It's science, Sean.
It is
Well,
science.
Yeah. And
TV
I should also mention that Sean is a sci-fi aficionado, whereas Craig is a horror aficionado. And we have spent many an email exchange discussing horror movies.
I heard The Conjuring 3 is supposed to be really good. Have you seen it yet?
I have not actually had a chance to see it. So
What
I'm
about
I'm a bit behind
Quiet
on my.
Place 2?
Nope, I'm a bit behind on my horror films at the moment, unfortunately.
Ah, there you go. You got to catch up.
I do.
Nina said so.
I don't know. I like because there's not a lot of stuff going on in the theater right now, and then all of a sudden there's 2 horror movies like that are doing really great, and apparently they're doing awesome in the box office. So that's good. It's good stuff for entertainment.
And thank you, John Burns, for the super chat. I'm a mad professor because I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid because everyone wants to kill me. Sean, what a great and colorful mad professor you made.
Well, I really am not good at math, but in television, I can pretend that I am, and that's pretty exciting. But he's a strange man. He's very, super intelligent, but extremely anxious and nervous type of guy. And it was fun to play. I mean, the cast is so amazing. They're really were wonderful people to work with. So I just tried to be the funny part on that episode.
It was great when like you were in the party and you were just like all quirky and like, you know, just it was really the comical aspect of that party scene was really cool.
Kemi, my wife very much appreciated your little ad lib in the background where I think our characters were talking and you put the sandwich in your mouth and then you realize it's not for you and you
Well, try to find moments.
Yeah.
To make it fun.
I'm not sure if it made the cut, but at one point you were taking a lot of the food and sticking it in your pocket, which is great. So.
Oh my God.
So you're that party guest.
Just climbing the walls and chewing the furniture. That's my job. Draw attention to myself in any way I can.
Now, just so you know, Sean and Craig, Katie is watching this for the first time every week.
Great.
And I think maybe we can kick off by Joe asking Katie what you thought, Katie.
Yeah, what did you think, Katie?
I really liked the idea of going back to the 2010s. It was so when you mentioned Reddit, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm back in high school. It was great. And just the idea of them having to try to fit in when they already stand out so much in their own time, it just, I don't know why, it was a perfect mix for the android to flourish. And just really everyone, it was so much fun. It was a laugh a minute, and I love happy, funny episodes where I don't have to worry about people dying, Joe.
Right.
So I had a great time watching it.
Yeah, the crew and the cast had an amazing time shooting it as well. I mean, just because we were off the ship set, we were in we weren't in Hamilton, we were in suburbia. It was just kind of a lot of fun. And I remember actually coming to set and there were, I was actually in the, they call it Video Village where the cameras are set up and the actors were in the next room. And it's Sean and Zoe and Melissa. And you guys were doing I think you were singing through your downtime. Basically, it was just one hit after another.
It was fun. Melissa's got an amazing voice. She's just incredible. So that was fun, just trying to, it's just such a nice group. You felt so great being there and felt so at home. And it was really, really easy to have those moments. It was really fun.
I'm assuming y'all didn't go to Wisconsin to film.
True, the magic of television.
Exactly. I believe that actually was the suburbs of Hamilton.
Was it Hamilton?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Unlike anything we've ever experienced.
No, it was
usually when we shoot in Hamilton, it's very drab. I hate to see it.
No, it was definitely the burbs, and I scouted for a micro budget feature that I was doing last year, and we ended up at that same house, and we walked in. I was like, "Whoa, this is the Dark Matter house!" And I totally, because of the way those streets all are, they all look very
the same.
So I had no idea until we actually walked in. I was like, "Wait a moment." This is a bit
so
of a
people
flashback.
can just list their houses for productions?
Indeed, people do it all the time, which is, I think it takes a certain kind of person to be able to do that, but it's what our business thrives on. Because if people weren't willing to let us invade their households and take over their lives for a couple of days, then we would have to build everything, and that would be very expensive.
Now, I have a question. What we're looking at here, Joe posted 4 years ago. Is this an actual website for the town?
No, that there is no Fort Falls, Wisconsin. I actually made it up, and so the art department put together this little city write-up.
Wait, did that church have did that town have 3 churches right in downtown? One, two,
oh yeah,
all right.
Look at that. Yeah.
Actually, that's good.
Wow.
I live in a town that only has 1,900 people here in Wisconsin, and there are 3 churches big within walking distance: Catholic,
Really?
Protestant, and Lutheran. Yep.
Yeah.
And there's another one on the other side of town too. So it fits.
We try to be as true to reality as possible. So yes.
Wow. It's like fact checking
Yes.
for reals.
Very cool. You guys did this.
Yeah, like you said, this also, this was like a fun episode for the android as well, who got to kind of let her hair down, literally, and she does a bit of dancing, she rocks out a bit, she does a bit of driving, as we discussed, Nina, and she's our resident expert on Earth culture, who gets it right most of the time. I have to say the bloopers for this episode are fantastic, and I'll save those for our finale. But there's some great behind the scenes stuff on this one.
I do like the scene in the kitchen when she's talking with the other women and spoils their TV episode.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was
funny.
great. I like it when she's like giving them the shopping list, and then like they're like, shouldn't we go look for the thingamajig? And she's like, no, we're gonna have to like stay here, so you're gonna have to go do the shopping.
Toilet paper, 2 ply.
Yeah, the TV.
But only if it's on special.
2 ply.
I like when she says,
so much fun.
You are this, you are this, you are slob.
Yeah. It's perfect because he kind of is.
He is a slob.
Yeah. This is that scene from the beginning of the episode where
She definitely had the best lines in this episode.
Oh, for sure.
I loved Five's look too, like the little gothic girl.
Goth chick. What was it? Soccer mom, goth chick, and salary man. And
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I do have to get my
Soccer mom was hilarious.
I do have to get my fanboy stuff out of the way first off. Sean, I love the way you acted the part. I mean, seriously, because at first I got the impression I want to hate this guy. He's theft, and by the end you're going, I understand him, I like him, it's great. Your performance was wonderful. And Craig, this is it the fan favorite? I mean, number one?
Yeah, it's basically this one and the time loop episode are like the 2 fan favorite episodes of the
that says a lot. I mean, this is fantastic. You did a masterful job, and thank you very much. All right, fanboy time over.
Very different episode, for sure, from the show. I remember when I got on the show, I had just finished doing like a bunch of kids stuff. I had done a lot of comedy and a lot of kids, and so when I heard that I got the job for Dark Matter, I was like, all right, cool, I get to do some real hard sci-fi. And my first meeting with Joe said, he was like, got great episode for you. There's all these kids, they go back in time, so it's like hardly on the ship, and I was like, oh, great.
But I mean,
but it turned out to be really great. So.
It's a comic episode, and for the comic episodes, you need obviously the comic actors and a director who could deliver those comic moments. And Craig, I mean, I think one of your first shows was Taught in the Book of Pure Evil.
Yeah, indeed.
Which was an awesome genre comedy.
Yeah, it's a supernatural high school comedy for adults.
Yeah.
Which it might explain why it never really found its audience, but still. But yeah, I remember we had to build a basement set for this episode, and I remember going through the studio and just passing these giant, there was a giant 2-story clone lab and this like Asian themed spaceship and all these great stuff, and I'm just like in awe of it all. And then I come to my little basement set where there's like a couch and a TV, and it was a great set, but like the whole time I'm like looking out at these like amazing structures.
If only they'd done season 4.
Yeah, I was really excited. I was I was just like, I thought, maybe they'll have me back. I'll pretend that I actually can fix the thing, and maybe they'll have me back, or we'll go to another period in history. But I'm their poison. I cancel every series I'm on.
I wish you would have told me that before I cast you. But he was a character that I thought would be fun to bring back. In fact, actually, in the back of my head, I was thinking season 4 opportunity would have been a back to the 1950s with your character. But alas, we did not get that for season.
Sean, did you want to go ahead and answer this question from Jeff? Was your Monster Warriors experience good?
I don't know if anybody knows Monster Warriors, but it's a show about these kids who fight. I played the evil genius in it, who was an old German filmmaker who made his monster movies come to life. The monsters in his monster movies come to life. I'm possessed by aliens. It's a long story. But it was fun. Those people were really fun. It was incredibly grueling and kind of like one of these, a production that was kind of like very chaotic to be on. Things were crazy. Like, instead of giving me a beard, they glued individual bits of yarn to my face, which took hours to get rid of. Like, it was weird things like that. But it was fun. I think, kids liked it, and I hope they liked it. But it was hard work.
Huh? The villain, huh?
The villain.
Hmm. Do you
People
find?
never take me seriously, so.
Sad.
Did you like playing a villain? I know you said it was
Oh,
grueling,
yeah.
but the acting chops, is that something you like doing?
Oh, I loved it. It was really great. I love being the dark guy. I'd like that opportunity. But, I generally look like a giant baby. So people don't really go for that with me. But, it was really fun. But the hard part was, in this show, it was written by the director producer. He was Mr. Man of all things. And he wrote the script. And I'm telling you, the lines, I would have a monologue, and the lines would be, the thing that I am doing with my monsters, that I am doing, which is a thing that is being done by me now. And I'd be like, geez, how can I memorize this? It's the same line, but 12 times with slightly different wording. It was bizarre and crazy. It was very hard, but fun.
And Jeff also says Derek Grime and the guy from Letterkenny were in it.
Jared. Is that am I wrong?
Derek Grime
Jared.
and Jared Letterkenny.
Yeah, very, very good guys. Very great. I love Jared. He's done so well and created that show. But he was, super serious in Monster Warriors. It was strange. It was a strange concept and a strange show, but everybody on it was really fun to be with. They were great.
Let me also bring up that you're doing voices in the new Snoopy show.
Oh, well, to a certain extent. I'm doing, how Woodstock has friends?
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Awesome.
Chirp, cheep, cheep, chop, chop, chop. Chirpy, cheepy, cheepy, cheep. And then they speed it up really fast so it sounds like birds. So I do that with a friend named Dan Burney and Julie Lemieux, who they're really brilliant voice actors. So we come in and we do a bunch of cheeping and chopping, and then they speed it all up. And, it's very strange, but fun.
That's so cool.
Awesome.
It's nice to be a part of the project, sir.
Thank you, Jeff Beeler and John Burns. I got double reward points, says the android.
That was amazing. Because that's exactly what I think of when I go shopping.
Yeah, but it also shows kind of like how even aging now for us, because I think it was like one of the, what was it? Like I bought the car from like whatever.com it was, like the car shop, and I don't think that site exists anymore. I did at one point.
Actually, it's a totally fictitious site.
Was it a fictitious site? There
Right,
was
right.
Similar stuff though, wasn't it? Like
Yeah, probably.
Auto
Probably there still is.
something.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was cool.
Craig, what do you think about this comment to Joe about I felt like strange things? Says
Stranger
It felt like
Things, I
Stranger
think.
Things.
Stranger
Yeah,
Things,
I
I'm
believe
sorry,
this was this before Stranger Things actually?
No, this was after Stranger Things,
Yeah,
and it
it
was
was.
very much.
I think
No.
you put kids on bicycles and it's going to feel like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That's
Y'all
that's
just
the way
combine
it goes.
CET.
Yeah, and what's
Yeah.
interesting about it is that even though it was meant to be, it was set in 2010, was it, Joe? It was. It was meant to be set in contemporary times of where we were that season. But it did feel very much like it was drawing on 80s influences for sure, especially.
Yeah,
I think the biggest thing that came out of it was like the thing that really made it 80s for me was, we cast these kids to be doing this stuff, and my assistant director pulled me aside and said, "Are we sure these kids know how to ride bikes?" I'm like, "They're kids. They know how to ride bikes." He's like, "Not all of them do anymore." And one of the kids, we actually had to do some bike training on there because it was a little wobbly at first, but they got the hang of it.
That's kind of crazy to me. I didn't know that.
It was certainly interesting.
Craig was screaming at the kid, just like
all the time.
looking at a new one.
Yeah.
Don't make
Screwing this up.
I lost my voice, I think 2 days into the filming. So yeah, I couldn't yell at anybody. So if anything, I was hoarsely, silently yelling at people.
Joe, do you want to answer this question? If the team were forced to live out on Earth, their time on Earth, who do you think would settle and who couldn't stand it? Says Kareem.
To be honest with you, I think they could all pretty much settle. Even 3, who probably would be the one who couldn't stand it the most, would settle in and grow very comfortable very quickly. I mean, this episode, actually, I had so much fun writing it that when I went out pitching this new series, I used this episode as kind of the basis for the new series, and it would just be a blast to basically be able to write this type of humor over the course of an entire series. But I mean, we're just like I said, great director, great cast, and just great performances all around. I mean, like this little scene out here with the kids in the foreground watching them attempt to unload the car. And poor 3 struggling with the bag that the android takes off his hands with ease.
The last neighbors were like cannibals or something. That was funny. Why cannibals?
He's referencing a movie.
Yeah. But that was funny. It's like, why cannibals? I don't know. They just were cannibals.
The Burbs. I thought of the Burbs when they said that.
Mm.
Is this kind of like a nod to Rear Window too? I feel like there was like a little bit of a like them watching them from the window.
I suppose. I mean, for me, it was very much influenced by, like Craig said, the 80s movies, a bit of It, Stranger Things, a bit of everything. Back to the Future.
Sure.
Now I forgot to get a picture because I forgot to get the picture of the dog scene. Joe, do you want to share who the dog was? Or?
Oh yeah, that dog that 2 ends up kind of falling in love with in the park was Melissa's own dog, Taya, who guests in this episode.
I was wondering whose dog that was. And also, I was a little bitter that the dog didn't become a permanent cast member.
Jodelle would have loved to have a dog on board.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Jeff asked, was that ever on the table, Joe, to have a pet?
I kind of thought about it, but I mean, I don't know how. I don't know. Sort of working with, what is it? W.C. Fields said about working with kids and animals.
Never do it.
That's it. So a little cameo every once in a while goes a long way, I think.
Missed opportunity, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, is there any? Does the fact that you're filming on Earth and you're not in space, are you saving money on the budget for this episode in any way?
Actually, no, not really. Kind of quite the opposite, because when you're shooting on the ship, you're shooting on a standing set that's already built and kind of paid for. Whereas here, you're moving everyone out to the suburbs. There's transportation costs. There's wardrobe for this kind of the new look, and because you're out in the suburbs, in the real world, you're also casting kind of a wider net in terms of guest stars. So definitely not a money saver.
I seem to remember that this was the first. I could be making this up, but I seem to remember it was the first time the crew had been on location for a while, and I just remember it was almost like that scene from The Simpsons where they all got outside from the studio, and it was like bright lights and stuff because it was all so studio based for so long. And
I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's probably right. I mean, I think Melissa had a couple of forest scenes, but the rest of the crew have been shipbound for a while. No.
And it was raining like buckets the whole time we were in Hespler for the small town, and all the dialogue was like, "Look at how beautiful it is! We could just live here." And it was just like, and everybody was under these like giant tents and stuff, and everything was just out of frame. And like if you look in the background, you can kind of see some rain, but luckily it's pretty hard to pick up rain on camera during the day. But it was just like hosed down. It was crazy.
Where was this again?
It was a small town called Hespler. It's I guess kind of near Hamilton-ish. I think.
Yeah, I was thinking Vancouver for a second.
No, it was still in Ontario.
Mm.
Okay, Craig, how was it, other than having bike issues, how was it working with the kids? Did they catch on pretty easy for you?
The kids were great. I mean, one of the cast members was somebody who I had worked with on this kid show called Androids, so I already had a working relationship with her, so that was really great. And I mean, the great thing about kids is that they're everything's so. They have a great work ethic. They're just really excited to be on set. They're really excited to do a really good job. And so, you can really work with them and stuff. And I mean, I think the whole cast of Dark Matter was great, but I've been on some shows where, you're like, "Hey, anybody want to talk about the scene?" And the cast is just kind of glare at you. And you're like, "Okay, we'll talk about it later." They just want to like shoot the scenes and go. So luckily I haven't been on too many shows like that, but like when you are, it's kind of a downer.
Mm.
So how was it for you, Sean, working with everybody there? From everything that we gathered, and you can be the one contrarian if you want to be, but everybody seemed to really love being there, that they really enjoyed the cast and the crew, the whole thing.
You mean on the show in general? Or
how was your experience when it came to how you felt about it? Not your acting or anybody else, but did you like everybody?
I felt intimidated, and people made fun of me a lot and picked on me. And when I tried to eat,
I found him locked in a closet. And I was like, "Where's Sean?"
When I tried to eat from the craft table, Jodelle would knock food out of my hand onto the floor.
She was the worst. Yeah, she was the biggest bully.
And I don't know. I just general bad feelings from everyone.
Great question to ask a comedian.
Really terrible, really terrible. But other than that, it was great. Yeah. They were lovely. Every one of them made me feel wonderfully welcome, and they're such a good. The thing I envy about coming on, I've never been a regular on a cast for a series. I've only ever been like guest bits, and so I never get to experience that family feeling that they get. They become very close, and you can see that they really enjoy being with each other, and that really permeated the whole set. They were really very lovely people, and as above, so below. All things come. That good feeling spreads throughout the entire crew, and it was just a very nice place to work, a nice place to play.
Love to hear it.
Can we talk about how quick 3 grabbed the gun?
Yes.
Like superpower speed.
Well, I mean, he's kind of in a new kind of a fish out of water, and he relies on his instinct. So of course he's going to go for his gun.
It's just great. Then everyone's looking at me. He's just like, "All right, fine. I'll hide it behind my back. Whatever."
That was a nice house.
I think that was something that was unscripted too, that Anthony brought into that. I mean, Anthony was always really great about making sure that everybody had a real purpose in each scene and really thinking about what they were doing. So even if they wasn't the focus of the scene, he always wanted to have something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another really funny part of the thing was when the dude is trying to like hit on Five and be like take me with you, and she's like no, and then she's like maybe you have someone that cares for you like right there, and he's like oh no, she's like cousin.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, you always have those kind of scenes in these kind of movies. So, like in fine dark matter fashion, you take a kind of a cliche or chestnut and you subvert it. So I thought that would be kind of funny.
That was hilarious.
To throw away. This is a funny little scene. This is where basically they offer up their names, and 5 is Apple. I think 3 is Mitch. 6 is Mal, which is great. Basically, as it turns out, now Melissa is working with Firefly's Mal, Nathan Fillion on The Rookie, and Zoe chooses the appropriate Rihanna for herself.
Awesome.
Was that pie a real pie, and did people eat it?
It was a pie. I don't know what happened to that pie. Craig, what happened to the pie?
I don't remember the pie. I don't remember what happened to the pie.
Who made the pie?
I believe it was, since they were touching the pie, I'm assuming it was props.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember them asking me what kind of pie, and I said blueberry because I
love blueberry pie.
Yeah, I mean it's completely ridiculous because no one eats it. I'm not going to eat it afterwards, but I just had to have blueberry because I prefer it over apple.
Oh, it's the best one.
I love how Louise pointed out, do neighbors in America really just show up with pie?
Yes.
That's what we did in my neighborhood.
They do, Louise.
Yeah.
Pie or cookies?
Yeah.
Cookies are huge, yeah. They're easier.
No workers' compensation for you, Sean, says John Burns.
Why? What? Why?
Why?
We're compensated. It's not
For
fair.
being a beauty on set? No.
Yeah, beaten up. I tried to pass it off as accidents, but
Craig and Sean, we have a member in our community who designs dark matter weapons.
Oh wow!
And the picture, his name is Matt Ryan. He's in him and his daughter. His daughter models the weapons when they're done. Fantastic. And I think this is the image I'm putting up now is what I imagine happens at Matt's house when his nephews come over to play.
Ah, fantastic!
Yeah. Definitely.
wicked. It's nice.
Is this what happens, Matt?
This kid was a great actor.
Yeah. I gotta get the names up here. I think Mario, was it?
Yeah.
I will.
The one little problem I have with this episode here in Wisconsin, anyone his age finding a gun would say, "Oh yeah, my dad has one of those," or "Oh, I've seen this model before. I was shooting that last weekend."
Well, this is a very unique model.
Yeah, that's a
True.
unique gun, though.
True.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tommaso Sinelli.
Right.
Ah.
It's so funny. You get together with, you become a really close family especially for me, like I was only on the one episode. It's such a short period of time that you meet everybody, you get to know them, you work together, and then you just never see anybody again until it's 4 years later and you're trying to remember what everybody's names are by looking at a still.
Yeah, the kids were, so there was Tommaso, there was Peter DeCuna, and I think the girl you worked with was Adriana D.
Yeah, Adriana.
Yeah,
she's great.
Well, she was a bit older than the other kids, but she looked young anyways.
Thanks for the piece of pie, Darius. Yeah, super chatted us a piece of pie.
Aw.
Is it blueberry?
It's raspberry. Because it's red. It could be strawberry.
Or rhubarb.
Or cherry.
Or they just had
rhubarb.
red food coloring to throw us off.
Or that.
And
man,
Was there any
I
difficulties working on set in a house like that, or was the house easy enough to get the cameras around and do what you needed to do?
It's always tough shooting on location. You never really have enough space, and there's always like a wall where you don't want it to be, and you don't realize it until you try to move a camera there. It's just there's always these tricky sort of things. Or like, what happened with this all the time? It was like we'd point the camera and it'd be like just like a blank wall, and I'd be like, crap, like I didn't get something there. So we always had to like every time we turned around, we always had to move everybody a little bit to get a background. But that's just common sort of stuff. I mean, the houses, I think, were great for what we were working with or what we wanted for the show. But there's always challenges, like when you're building a set, you can just build everything like exactly how you need it. But yeah, in reality, it's tough. Like we had to build a basement because the basements were too small to shoot in. So we actually had to construct a suburban basement in a studio.
The basement that you had this crazy science guys stuff in? Is that what you're talking about?
That actually was a real basement. I'm talking about just the regular basement where the kids are playing video games. Like that was on a set.
Oh.
Like if you if you put the camera a foot this way, you'd see like a giant clone lab and spaceships.
I see.
So, yeah, it was pretty crazy for that.
I needed a real basement. I needed a real basement because I couldn't act.
Such a demanding actor.
Sean's very, very method. So
I just had to have an actual basement because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, and all the buttons that he pressed actually did stuff too, or else he would react. And so you had to be careful that you didn't press the wrong button and electrocute somebody.
Fair enough.
Yeah, someone who grew up a hardcore introvert, this scene totally vibed with me. Like, if I were at a party, I would be the kid in the basement playing with the pet, just like, stay away from me. I don't want to talk.
Very much 5.
Oh, I would be eating.
True.
Very much 3.
Chips there.
Oh.
I'm like 3, yeah. I'd be eating and drinking.
So, Joe, being that the Dark Matter crew is so good at building stuff, do they ever come over and fix your house?
I know that certain...
I was just kidding, by the way. But
no, I want to say this, that certain producers, not on this show, make use of the construction department to come over to their place and build a deck or build, extensions to their home. I can say I have never asked my crew to work overtime on my behalf.
I wonder is that
if
an
you
pay
pay
urban
them
legend?
extra.
I mean, I've heard that so many times. But
No,
it's always like, I know
know-
a producer who knew
No,
a producer.
I basically specifically 2 line producers who, yes. Again, neither of them who I've worked with, but I know of them. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you needed a gazebo in an episode, and hey, look, my backyard's open, guys. Let's just.
Yes, as long as you don't find a line item in the budget, gazebo episode 309. Yeah.
Swimming pool.
Yes. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. There's a scene in this episode where Six is talking to the owner of the guy in the house, and he leaves, and he's like, what the heck is football? And the android says, oh, it's a sports that rivaled the popularity of esports in Quidditch, and he's like, oh, get out.
Get out of here.
I know from experience that if I would have written Quidditch in the script, legal would have said absolutely not. That's like a Harry Potter term, and blah, blah, blah. So I had to purposely misspell Quidditch to such an extent that even if you read it, if you saw it on the page and read it, it wouldn't be pronounced Quidditch. It would be pronounced something like Creebly or something. So, and that's how I got it into the script.
Nice.
The episode, yeah. Little things, little lessons you learn as you work in production.
See, I'm a member of the International Quidditch Association. I have a Quidditch pitch in my backyard. I have an official broom in my living room, which you almost saw. And I love that you included Quidditch.
Nerd.
You must have a hell of a
Nerd.
backyard to have
Yeah.
a Quidditch pitch back there. So.
Oh, it's super easy. You just take some hula hoops, stick them on a PVC pipe, drill some holes in the ground, and boom.
But aren't they 3 stories tall? And that's
Aren't
We
you
have the
supposed?
human version.
Aren't you supposed to fly?
Yes, exactly. Aren't you supposed to fly?
It's the Muggle version.
Yeah.
You basically run around with a broomstick between your legs. It looks stupid, but it's fun.
It's fake news.
Hey, college teams have colleges have professional teams.
Wait, do you actually run with brooms between your legs?
Yeah, here, I'll go grab my broom. 1 sec.
Oh my god!
There's no need. All right.
They do actually.
Anyways,
I was
John
half
Burns,
joking when I asked that question. I'm kind of scared now.
5 wasn't just playing. I'll show you a video later if you want. 5 wasn't just playing. She fixed the
You're
controller.
such a
says John
nerd.
Burns.
I love you, Katie.
It's officially licensed as a breakaway broom, so if you're playing and you run into another player, it will snap right here for safety purposes.
huh.
That's it. That's it.
Just don't, hey, Katie, just don't jump off a cliff with it because you won't fly. Just like
Yeah, that's the hard reality.
fly.
And thanks, John. You made a good point. She was fixing the controller. That's right.
Right. Yes.
Thank you, John.
She did fix it because she's smart.
Now we get to the dinner party. Well, the dinner party. It was a house party.
House party. Welcome party.
Welcome party.
It felt so foreign to see a bunch of people partying inside of a house.
Oh yeah,
Like-
it's these days, totally.
It's like, oh, hey, look, science fiction. Oh, wait.
Don't you just love how the android is living up the experience of going to of all this that's happening?
Yeah. I mean, clearly she should have stayed behind on the ship, but she really wanted to get out, and she made the most of it.
I do have a
Yeah.
really important question for you, though,
Yeah.
Joe. How come she didn't use her software update for Earth?
Because she said it had been damaged in the previous episode.
With the EMP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I liked
Mhm.
because those kind of things usually would get damaged with EMPs. So
Try to stay consistent.
yeah, that was
Calculating how
awesome.
many cookies per person was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah.
Yes. Rapunzel actually calculated it out. She made 66.8 cookies. Wonder what happened to that 0.2%.
Well, she had to taste test it, right?
Good point.
Uh,
Good
Yeah.
point. See, this
And
is the detail we expect from dark matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Sean's expression here once he makes his appearance.
He drops the wine. I have to say, I mean, there was a lot of it's a funny episode, but there's some really kind of sweet, kind of almost like somber moments. The two for me that come to mind are, one is in the park where 2 is talking to 3, and they have that kind of one of those rare heart-to-hearts between the two of them, where she's talking about being able to sort of leave the life that they've known in favor of something a little more down to earth. And he kind of responds in kind of a supportive way, which is kind of really nice. And the other one is Sean's actually performance at the end of the episode where they leave and we cut back to him, and there's almost it's kind of a really a bit of a heart-wrenching beat where he kind of quietly shuts things down and kind of slumps a little and considers what has come and what lies ahead. I thought that was an interesting little moment that actually wasn't really scripted. So that was a Craig Sean moment.
Sean,
Sorry about that.
did Craig or Joe tell you how long your character had been on Earth?
I don't think so.
I don't think I knew exactly how
Possibly.
long. I was a teacher, wasn't I? At the
Yeah,
school?
yeah. There's a
Physics
school
teacher.
teacher. Yeah, so he'd be there presumably at least
10
over a
years?
year. Yeah.
10,
What do you
20
think,
years,
like-
30?
Would y'all have been like able to manipulate the system kind of like Android did to get a bunch of like free stuff, or would he have to like actually make his way as a physics teacher?
He would have to make his way as a physics teacher because unlike the Android who could tap into the
Database.
internet, the database and sort of figure out everything within seconds, he would have to go it alone. He's done pretty well for himself, settled into the town, even though he is considered a little quirky. He's built a quite nice little life for himself.
Yeah, but that would be super easy for him to be like a school physics teacher when he's creating something like
I guess, but you're still going back 600 years in time.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
like he could have revealed all these physics things that nobody should know about. You would have
Like
to,
in Star
hold it
Trek
back.
4.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
Star Trek 4, the journey home.
Yeah.
Scotty gives the formula for transparent aluminum, and
Right.
changes the
Yeah.
course of
See?
aluminum.
Could have all gone horribly wrong.
The butterfly effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
Told you he knows his sci-fi.
Well, it kind of happened even in this episode, right? Like how that's kind of
basically
how
their influence led to the development of the
FDL.
FTL. Yeah.
Mhm.
It is funny how we all think about this now. No, Matt Ryan also said, and John Burns, no social distancing, no masks. It's funny, huh? That we are all living
Well,
through
you
this.
guys should just all go down to Florida. That stuff is happening.
Yeah. Florida right now.
People touching each other.
Yeah.
everything.
Texas, Florida,
Mhm.
all open now.
Siouxland, we never even shut down out here.
There you go. Yeah, we barely shut down in Cancun. It's been fine.
Hey, Kai.
Hi, guys.
And science fiction author Kai MFS might be joining us one day. So hello,
Great.
Kai.
Lovely.
Six was having a good time at the party, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. Getting out, chatting to the ladies, riding a bike.
His riding a bike was hilarious.
That actually is one of my favorite cutaways. Just to,
That scene of him riding a bike was shot by our second unit and stunt director and director extraordinaire John Stead because we had a lot of stuff going on. I was really sad that I didn't get to go out there and shoot the bike stuff, but he did a great job of it.
He did.
Oh, that's cool.
And Kai is a new convert. He's loving dark matter. That's
Woo!
awesome.
Awesome. Thank
Great
you.
show.
It's a wonderful program.
Thank you.
I think I saw somewhere online that one person's idea is just an idea, two people it's conversation, three it becomes a religion. So technically, are we a religion
I would say
of dark
yes.
matter?
I would
It's a
say
cult,
yes.
more like.
More of a
I like that. That works. We have enough fans. Let's do it. We can be
I have
taxi
this
exempt,
mug
guys.
that I'd like to share.
Oh, that's so cute.
Someone made
wow.
it at
That is wonderful.
Hang on.
Is that Nikki who made that?
She's got cookies.
I don't know. This is
It
from
looks-
this episode though.
Aww.
Wow.
That looks like the girl who's making the pins, doesn't it, Joe?
Here we go.
I bought it from her at Comic-Con in Toronto about 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago.
I was there.
Cute.
Too, and I approached the booth, and she's like, and I was checking out her stuff, and she was like, "You like dark matter?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "You can win a prize. You have to answer 3 trivia questions." I was like, "All right."
Nice.
I was a little nervous, and then I also got where are we here?
Oh,
wow.
there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
This
love
is
it.
what is it? Nick the Stick, and I should here. Let me find her. She does like a whole-
I'll put her up, Joe.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
Intense
you're
jealousy
talking.
sitting in.
yeah.
It's Nikki, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
we're
that's
gonna
super
interview
cute.
her actually.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, she
Cool.
does a lot of beautiful dark matter illustrations.
She's doing the pins, right?
Yes, yeah,
you've been
yeah.
seeing. That's right. Yeah.
Did you tell her that you're Joe?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
You
Yeah.
didn't just walk away with the mug.
Yeah.
He's just won all the prizes. Just like, come on,
Yeah,
give me
imagine
another
just
one.
cleaned her out.
I think it would have been funnier if you lost the trivia.
It could have happened. I have the worst memory, so very possible.
Yeah. I will put up her Twitter in a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice.
I still
Joe,
say
wait-
those kids couldn't have caught up with that car. No way.
You.
Mm-mm.
I think the android maybe didn't have time to get insurance on the car, maybe, and so
She's a very
she was just like,
cautious. Nina's complaining, but she
Herself.
feels that the kids couldn't have kept up with the android in the car. And I was pointing out the android. If it had been anyone else driving, I would agree. But the android is a very cautious driver.
Well, and the kids could also take they could go over like the fields and the hills and go through the woods. Like they didn't have to stick.
They can
to the
take
road.
shortcuts. They're like basically she's heading down this street. This street is a one-way. So basically, if we cut through here, we're going to be, So that's the way they do it. They know the area. She doesn't.
We should have seen that then.
Both the director and the showrunner have told you.
You're like a network. You're like a network. The executives are always like, well, the audience has to understand this, so we have to put the superfluous scenes that basically just take up time on screen.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
make it realistic.
Yes.
The kids took a shortcut. How? Yeah. I need to know.
That's
it's small town Wisconsin. Yeah.
You have to wait for the spin-off.
That's hilarious.
I took a shortcut through a rip in space-time.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Wormholes.
This is Nikki's Twitter. If anybody wants to see what she's working on now, we're going to interview her soon, actually.
Nice.
What was your favorite part about working on the episode, Craig?
Oh man, tough question. It was great to be coming on to like such a great show, and just it was just so fun to do stuff in space too. I mean, like I didn't have a ton of stuff on the ships, but it was super fun to be on the ships, and it was just great to be out there doing stuff. Every show is always fun to be doing new things that you haven't done before, and just like looking at all these stills that keep coming up. There's always new fun things like the ships in the middle of the woods and all the special effects. It was just a blast to do. But yeah, I think just working with an ensemble cast that were working so well in sync, and with Joe's great writing, just bringing it all together, it was just such a joy to be a part of.
Awesome. And okay. The special effects with the shuttle lifting off, they were great, Joe.
Yeah, again, Lauren Bancroft Wilson, our visual effects supervisor, hits it out of the park again. So one thing that Kemi was noting is that obviously the visual effects just improved dramatically from season to season. In season 3, the visual effects are really outstanding, and you'll see there's this epic space battle sequence in our finale that again, just demonstrated how amazing our VFX team was greatly deserving of a CSA nomination that they didn't get. But anyways, here's the other.
What was she walking off to? Was that nothing there, or was there a cardboard cutout, or how did you work this?
There was nothing there. It was totally, crazy. I mean, I've been in the business for a while now, and I know my way around visual effects enough to shoot stuff. But there was just so many moments where I would just be like, "So, do we need to put a screen here?" And Lauren would be like, "No." I'm like, "Do we have to worry about these fine?" And he's like, "No, we'll just deal it." And every single thing that I thought was going to be a problem, he was like, "Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it." And then when I saw the final result, I was like, "I cannot even believe it happened like this." It was just so great.
Yeah. Nice.
There's this one crazy shot, at least it's probably not crazy in there, but it was crazy to shoot, where it's at the beginning when the androids shut down and the camera swoops into her and she looks up right as the camera lands, and we had to shoot that backwards, and we shot it backwards while doing a zoom pull, if you know your way around cameras. And that's usually something that you want to do with a whole bunch of motors and stuff, but it was one of those things that I kind of thought up when we got there. So of course I didn't have all the gear. I was like, all right, let's just try to make this work. And it worked pretty well, but it was still kind of a little wobbly. And I showed it to Lauren, and he was like, yeah, no problem, we can fix that. And they just made it look perfect. So I was just blown away.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, it was totally great.
It looks like there's a bowling ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone's holding up a bowling ball. Okay, that's just me.
John Burns says
I saw it when you said it. Like I was like, oh my God, it does.
John Burns says that's Nick. She made a mug with a whole bunch of fans of Dark Matter. I'm holding a sign with a kick butt from my pick with Melissa and Roger.
Nice.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you, John Burns. Thanks for the support, John, for the generous super chats. We appreciate it. And also, let me just take really quick. Thank you, John. Galinda, thanks y'all today, especially. I needed you all.
Aw.
Well,
Right
we're all here for you, and we hope you are enjoying the conversation, Galinda. Big hug. And let me ask you guys, the three of you, Sean, Joe, and Craig, how do you guys feel the fact that you influence so many people? I mean, what does that feel like?
It feels really nice. I don't know. I'm a bit of a social media recluse, and so everything feels like I feel like there's this real separation from what I do and other people appreciating it. It's I don't really get to see the effects of fandom very often, and when I do see it, it's really heartwarming and reminds me why we do this in the first place. But a lot of the times when you're just working away at stuff, sometimes it just feels like you're putting a lot of effort into something and you're not sure if anybody's going to see it, but you're still pouring your heart and soul into it. So getting some validation that people really enjoyed it and it meant something to them it's really great, validating.
Well, things to consider that you probably don't see, or Sean, it's the whole thing about comms where you go to the conventions, but there are chat rooms like this in different languages over dark matter, the work that you've done. You've influenced a lot of people, entertained a lot of people, from actor to everything else. We really appreciate it, and that's why we're still talking about it years later, because it means a lot to us. It still does.
Well, I remember watching the show, just as a fan, and I've discovered it on Netflix, I think, and I just started watching it, and I was like, oh my God, I love this show. I'd like to be on this show. That'd be great. Wouldn't it be great if I was on this show? And then I was on the show.
Every fan's dream.
But Sean, I'm not sure. For some reason, now that we're talking about it, I almost feel as though someone mentioned the fact that you were a sci-fi fan at one point, or that you liked the show, and I was like, we got to get Sean Cullen on the show, because I mean, I joke around, to a certain extent, and call you a Canadian icon, but I mean, there is truth to that in that. You've done so much. I mean, you check out your IMDb page, and it just goes on and on and on. And there's obviously the acting, there's the voice work, but I mean, numerous hosting gigs as well. So I mean, your reach is very very far, right?
Well, I don't know. I've done a lot of different things. It really hasn't seemed to help. But yeah, I do a lot of different things. I've always been interested in lots of different aspects of performance and writing, and I write novels and I do all this stuff. And I've always loved speculative fiction. And the first book I really loved was The Hobbit when I was a kid, and I just read it and said, more of this, please. And then got into science fiction and, Foundation. And I'm excited at the new Foundation series that's coming out. That's going to be amazing. And I love the idea of just taking people and take human beings and put them in situations that are extreme. And then it's all about people, though, science fiction and all of that. It's all about people reacting and living through these experiences, and so I think it's extremely valid. But anyway, I don't know. I always feel like I haven't done anything. You always feel like you're just starting because you're just figuring things out. Like I'm now old man, but I feel like I've never been better at what I do. And now no one cares.
But there's some truth that you're in this industry, especially I find the Canadian industry particularly frustrating in that, it's a lot of what have you done for me lately? And
well, you're often not allowed to do anything for them. I would do things for you. Just give me a job.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe, I interrupted.
No, but it's true, and which is why, hopefully, I mentioned this, but Sean and I are working on something that hopefully, we'll take out as well. And again, it's also in the sci-fi realm. Something that
Did you ever? I'm sorry. Did you guys ever cross paths in animation, Joe, with Sean?
No, but I saw in your animation credits that you were one of the voices on George and Martha.
I was. What was I? Wild? Was I Wild?
Wild? Oh, you were the couple, the living next door. One of the
but I wasn't allowed to say that.
Yeah,
like they were a couple,
right.
Same-sex couple. But at one interview I mentioned that, and I got a quick notice that that's not to be bruited about. We're not leaning on that. Okay, just move on. So but that was really fun. And Colin Mottery, I think, was in that cast as well.
Yeah, Nathan Lane and
Andrea Martin. Really lovely group of people.
Yeah.
So
And Sean, have you mentioned your? If I can just ask this question, you mentioned writing. Are you writing science fiction at all?
I've written 5 novels for young readers. They're they're substantial novels, but one of them is called Hamish X and the Cheese Pirates, and it's a series of 3 novels about this kid named Hamish X who has boots on his feet that he can't take off, and he doesn't remember where he came from, and he kind of is a hero to orphans everywhere. And he's dropped into an orphanage that makes cheese. Children are forced to make cheese from caribou milk, and by an evil cheese master. But Hamish X is brought into this place, and then cheese pirates attack the cheese factory and steal all the kids and the cheese and the cheese master. And they decide to go and find get them back. These 3 friends, including Hamish X. So it's a bit like, I don't know, Roald Dahl. It's very silly, but fun. And it's all good. It's about finding family. There's 3 books in that series. And then another one, but my first son's name is Hamish. The second book's set of 2 books. I wanted to write more, but it's about a character named Brendan who is born, who doesn't realize it, but he was adopted into a human family, but he's actually a fairy, like a fae person. And there are fae people everywhere in the world and doing just jobs and stuff like that, but they're disguised, and they only let you see them when they want you to. And there's all these weird things going on. It's set in Toronto, and that's for my son Brendan, who is the second oldest.
How many kids do you have? Do you have 5 kids? Is that why you wrote 5 novels?
3. No, I feel bad.
Do you have to adopt 2 kids to justify the other 2?
Keep writing less novels as the children come. But the last one I'm working on now, and I want to be a series, is one called Cleopatra. Cleopatra Crash Saves the Whole World. And it's about this girl whose father is a big hero in the space exploration navy, but he disappears and no one knows what's happened to him. And so 10 years later, she's super smart. She gets into the space academy at 14, and what happens is, it's a kind of a space opera, I guess, and she's got to defend the Earth because she's the only one capable of doing it for technical reasons. And you should read the book, I suppose, but I'm still working on that.
And do you have a daughter named Cleopatra?
I do have a daughter named Cleopatra.
Fantastic.
So I want them all to have a book at least.
And you're making me out to be a shitty father. Jeez, I haven't put my kids in anything.
What was the last book you wrote for your kids?
Yeah, I didn't write a novel for my kids. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. They probably haven't read the book, so who cares, right? Oh. But I love science fiction. I'd like to write some more. I want to write an epic fantasy series, but then you have to write it. It's really hard.
Yeah, that's the worst part about writing is the writing. I will confirm that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and finishing the story is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already
George
know how
R. R.
it's gonna
Martin.
end. I know usually how it's going to end. It's just all the fiddly parts that go up to that point. Really
The actual work, you mean?
Yeah, the actual work. Sitting
Joe,
down.
with regards to Matt's question here, does Sean's character have the ability to go ahead and make another Blink Drive from scratch in the 21st century?
He, I don't know if he would have the requisite materials to do so, but he was like the only one who has the know-how to build a new Blink Drive, since he was the one overseeing the project and everyone else was killed.
Whether the primitive manufacturing capabilities of the Earth at this time would be able to manufacture the strange materials needed. What would you call that stuff? Oh, I don't know. Exotic matter.
Exotic matter. Yeah, I was going to say exotic matter. Yeah.
So
There's your spin-off show.
Yeah. You can't just
Exotic
go to the
matter.
corner store and pick up your
exotic matter, where my character is an exotic dancer who also is a physics teacher.
There you go.
That sounds
like
like
that.
a great
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
I'm already interested.
Mhm.
It's like that prostitute in space in Far Cry, or not Far Cry. Sorry, what was that? Farscape? What was that show? That was
Firefly.
sci-fi? Firefly. Thank you.
Close enough. You're close enough.
One of those F.
Far
F-
something. It started with an F.
We prefer space courtesan.
It was.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, Joe, that was a funny post about writing for revenge.
Yeah, but that's what motivates me mostly. It's revenge. What would you think? It was the love of the art? Come on.
You're so Italian.
No, that resonated with me because this week I'm looking for grad schools because of revenge. And so I was like, okay, I'm not the only one.
I think most people are motivated by revenge first and foremost. I think
Spite.
spite.
I mean, look at his name, Baron Destructo. Like he just wants to,
Destruct.
just destruction in his path. Don't cross him. Just don't do it.
We could do a psychobiographical analysis of Joe another
That's
time.
right.
if you want.
He's got his sights set on me now because I questioned his script about the car and the kids.
How dare you? How dare you question my my art? Yeah.
Questioning all of reality.
He's like,
Coming for you, Nina.
come to Cancun. It's great.
Since this one was set all on location, well, not all, but an awful lot of location, there probably was no wolf call.
No, sadly, I don't think Sean and Craig basically took part in the Whiskey Club. Did you?
I think I might have had one like Friday during prep.
Maybe.
When
You
I
did?
first came in to the office to do the table read. You gave
Oh,
me that.
right. Did you find that kind of weird?
No, I found it was welcome.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was already so drunk, but that really tipped me over the top.
I had a bottle of Tasmanian whiskey that I wanted to bring in for season 4, but alas.
Oh,
Damn it.
Don't worry, it'll happen soon.
the revival. There you go.
Yeah. Tasmanian whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh.
That would probably be peaty and, very much like Scotland, Tasmania. Peaty. It's a nice driver's license photo.
Indeed.
Yeah. Our amazing art department.
Craig, can I just say something totally unrelated to everything that we've talked about?
Why stop now?
I just love your hair.
Oh,
Can
thank you.
Can I just compliment you on your
Yeah.
hair?
How long have you been good?
I don't honestly. It's been a while, so I can't remember.
Since you've had
how
a
long
haircut?
it's been. Since I've had a haircut, yeah. So it's going to be quite the mop. It's pretty long there.
It's
You're just gonna
amazing.
Let it go and not your.
Yeah, I'm just letting it ride. The beard's much shorter though. I mean, the beard was down to here before pandemic times, but yeah.
That's awesome.
And Sarah's cool with it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
No, my wife is fine with my my hairstyling choices.
Nice. Right. I was wondering more about the beard, the bushy beard.
She prefers the shorter beard. So,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
She was
That's
pretty
Funny is,
happy when I trimmed that.
I originally read for this part, I think.
Oh, the sheriff.
The sheriff, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess they went a different way with it.
Well, actually, it was more like Sean Cullen is available. Instead of giving him the this one-off sheriff role, why don't we give him the meteor professor role, who has the opportunity to come back?
Yeah, that's a great thing, and I thank you for that.
No.
I'm sorry I got the show canceled.
I see that line noise mentioned that they live in Australia or in Tasmania. I wish I remember the name of the distillery that whiskey was from.
Did you actually try it?
You know what? I think I actually still have it squirreled away somewhere in my private stash. It's one of those things where it's like I'm not going to drink this because I'm waiting for a special occasion, and that special occasion just really hasn't happened yet. And so I just need to like bring down my bar on what a special occasion is, so I can work my way through things.
I mean, I'm going to redouble my efforts to get my next show picked up.
Fantastic.
So I can hire you as director.
Excellent.
And you can bring in the Tasmanian whiskey.
One of my favorite beers was from Tasmania. It's called Cascade Lager. It had a picture of the Tasmanian tiger on it. And that's why I liked it.
Fantastic.
And did it have like a unique flavor that made it?
It was kind of like a Pilsner, I guess. It was like a Heineken kind of. That kind of.
And how did you get a hold of it?
I was in Australia. They have it there. I tried to, enjoy what I was doing when I was there in any way I could until I was asked to leave by the authorities.
That's it. That was your last time in Australia?
Well, my last time in Australia, I think it was 6 years ago now. Did the festival down there. It was great. Fun. I love Australia. It's just amazing and incredible people and really fun. You have to go one time.
Where in Australia did you go?
I went to Melbourne. I've been to Brisbane. Where else? Canberra, Sydney, and Perth. Oh, and Victoria as well. Yeah. Oh, Adelaide. Yeah, wow. Perth. Yeah, lots of places there.
I have been to none of the above. Would love to go.
It's a great place. Look at that giant face. It's huge, just hanging off the front of my head.
I was really, really into extreme close-ups at that point. I remember going in being like, I want to do these big close-ups.
The intensity.
Lots of intensity.
Yeah.
Well, Craig asked me if I'd put a camera inside my skull so that he could shoot from inside. But I said that was a little invasive. Please.
It would help with the tiny space problem, though, in the basements. So.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Not a team player.
Not a team player. That's not what I'm about.
Yeah.
You are so funny, Sean.
Well, someone's got to do it.
You are the master of the pause. You know where to put the pause in for the right effect. In pretty much everything you say, it's like you've nailed the pause.
Yeah. Well,
Joe.
Okay.
Joe, we obviously have a lot of Stargate impatience in the audience, and there's a lot of Stargate comments in the chat during this stream. Joe, how do you feel about Jeff Bezos owning the rights to Stargate and James Bond? Will he be a hands-on owner?
I don't know Jeff Bezos, so I don't know if he's going to be a hands-on owner. I think, from what I understand, he's kind of stepped away from that role, so I don't think he will personally be involved in anything. I think I mentioned this last week that the Amazon purchase means we'll probably be getting Stargate sooner than later. What kind of Stargate remains to be seen. I mean, hopefully the Amazon executives are aware that there's an existing fan base and they will create a show that is as much for new fans as it is for old fans. And if they don't, I think the old fans will let them hear about it. So That's what I got to say about that.
Okay.
Well,
Awesome.
the show takes place in an enormous Amazon warehouse with stargates that take people around to get to the shelves to deliver the goods.
So
Do you think that
basically,
was the real plan? Was that they bought it just so that they had access to Stargate technology for
I think
shipping
that's it.
purposes?
he's going to be sorely disappointed if that's the case. Sorely
Who
disappointed.
left that puddle of water on the wall? He'll shout.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Stargate, Mr. Bezos. It's supposed to look like that.
Well, he's like Lex Luthor, so I feel like
Yes.
that's like kind of his MO. He's like, I need to figure out the Stargate technology.
That's what all you guys are calling him lately, right? The real life Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Well, he looks like it.
But without the charm, you know?
That's true. Without the charm.
Lex is charming.
Yeah, you could be his buddy.
Yeah.
Go for drinks.
He'd be amusing. He'd be like, oh, Lex, you destroyed the world. But, you know, I can't help but laugh.
Yeah, that
They're
pesky
fun guys.
Superman. Mm.
Well, I love it.
And we get to. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Jeff Beeler asked, did the Raza crew leave the broken Blink drive with Brophy? And yes, they did. Presumably, it's burnt out and unusable, but that would have been the door in for a
For him to
future
fix it.
story.
I like that.
Mhm. Yes, there we go. Yes.
I use Gorilla Glue to fix it.
Yeah, that fixes everything.
Yep.
Just don't put it in your hair.
No. Oh, see, that's nice. Garrett Biggerstaff.
Enjoy, no pressure. I know a lot of people have been asking you about it on Twitter too. Yeah, I mean, I keep on saying like 8 different projects in various stages of development. They're a very diverse bunch of projects. Like the one I'm talking about is this one that combines the 2 things I love most: science fiction and K-pop. And I just delivered the pilot script, and they love it. And I think we're going to be going out to K-pop groups next to see if we can get someone attached. So that'll be exciting.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Josie and the Pussycats.
Nothing like Josie and the Pussycats.
Well, they go
Wow.
into outer space in the 2nd season, right, in a rocket. So
Nothing
there's
like
that.
Josie and the Pussycats in space.
I mean, okay.
But I do love, my first crush was Melody, the drummer, when I was a kid. Even though she was a cartoon, man, hot.
There's my son.
Wow, the K-pop
Hey.
crowd are really passionate. So if
They
you
are.
get them hooked,
Yeah,
yeah, you're set for life there.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
What shirt are you wearing today, Joe?
Can you guess?
Is it? I can't see it. Oh,
Is
Hold on,
that
let me get-
Attack on
oh, it's
Titan?
Attack on
Oh
Titans.
yeah,
Okay.
Ah!
very good.
I couldn't
Nicely
see it because I
done.
could only see their heads a little bit, and I couldn't see what was going on. Okay,
Nicely done. Yeah.
very cool.
I only know 2 shows. It's Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia.
That's it.
That's it for now. I'm expanding.
Yeah, your
yeah,
nerd cred
beautiful.
in the anime department is sorely lacking there.
Yes,
Sorely
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Craig, do you guys have this like big blow up dirigible that's actually a
Wait, what
Marauder?
is that shirt, Sean? Can you blow Sean up?
Hold on. Blow Sean up.
Blow Sean up.
Blow me up.
What is it?
Oh, Rocinante.
Oh, Rocinante. Oh,
Cool.
nice.
Love that show.
I love that show too. It's a great show.
Sadly, that is an entirely VFX model there. There was no inflatable dirigibles in real life.
They were looking at nothing.
They were looking
They
at
were
nothing. There was a
looking at-
lot of look over there and then quickly look over there and it blasts off.
That's so funny.
Just pretend. You're kids. You have active imagination.
More and more directing is like, there's something over there. React.
You should have had those like trained falcons and have like the falconers just be like, follow the falcon, and then they
Yeah,
have like
we could put a little green screen suit on the
Yeah.
Falcon and turn it into whatever we want. It'd be awesome.
John Burns says the authorities are Bob and Janet authorities, the couple who lived across the street. Someone brought too few cookies to a party.
Mm.
The authorities stopped.
They snitched.
Thank you, John. And let me just take this real quick. Gene Hackman's Lex was very charming. He was. It was.
My favorite Lex is Smallville Lex.
Michael Rosenbaum?
He's good too.
Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
I thought he was great. Like just likable, but an asshole.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you so much, John. And Joe, did you consider cameoing SGU in this episode?
No.
See, I'm surprised you didn't cameo with the dog in the park. Like I was like, maybe the dog walker's gonna be Joe.
I thought about it, and actually, the original plan was to bring the dogs to the park, but it just became. Sorry. Oh yeah, it was raining, and Kemi didn't want to come.
Oh,
So you're right. That's right. Actually, Craig, it was a rainy day. So yeah, blame it.
I totally. When I saw that dog scene, I was like, "Wait, is that Suji? Like, is that who? No, that's not. No." And then I was just like trying to figure it out.
An equally famous dog. If you head over to Melissa's Instagram, you will see Taya heavily featured.
Yeah. And then, I totally thought the same thing as you, Katie. I was like, this is a missed opportunity. Joe should have been the dog walker, like 100%.
I could have been 3. I was thinking that's probably the saddest, the biggest missed opportunity of all. I mean, Anthony Lemke was pretty good in the end. But,
pretty good.
He was not bad.
He was all right.
But
And this is the final shot we have of Sean's character.
Yes, that's the moment I was talking about. Kind of a melancholy
I felt so bad
moment
for him here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's alone now.
the blue lighting and everything. Just
Yeah.
Looking off into the
Beautiful
distance.
shot.
Right at the end, I drink that green stuff.
What was it?
I'm not sure. I don't care. I think it's
it looks
dishwashing
like
liquid.
antifreeze.
It's like paint.
I think it's Lux.
Oh,
Palmolive
Amazing.
dishwashing liquid.
Warmed up pistachio ice cream.
oh man, I would be all over that.
Ugh.
You would, Joe.
Pistachio
You
is awesome.
would. You are gross.
I've never
What's wrong
had
with pistachio ice
in my
cream?
life.
Yeah, but like
That's good,
warmed
actually.
up and melted, like
Oh
ew.
my! The best ice cream is like health melty ice cream. There's a place near here, Sean, Craig. When things open up, you got to come downtown. There's a place in Stack Market just on Bathurst that serves boozy ice cream. They do this bourbon chocolate ice cream that just because of the booze, it starts melting instantly when it hits your bowl. So you have to eat it as quickly as possible.
That's
I would be into that.
Yeah. Next time everybody's in Toronto, ice cream on me.
Yay!
John, Joe, did is this a an homage to John Connor of Terminator or something?
Oh, maybe. And as we mentioned, the kind of the paradox. I always love playing with time travel and this idea that you can't influence the timeline, but the way to kind of cheat is to have some influence that kind of pays off at the end. And in this case, you discover that by going back in time, they influenced the creation of the FTL drive, and they were presumably always destined to go back in time. So no paradox.
Okay. And we have some behind the scenes pictures that Joe gives us for every episode. And let me just put up the final 2 images I have for the episode. This is very
To go along with John Bird's, I've never seen it, but I want to.
yes. Thanks for answering.
I've seen it in
Lucky.
northern Canada. Like
Apparently, it's not as
northern
interesting
BC.
personal. It's
Really?
up close and personal. It's actually better on film.
I would
That's
agree to
sad.
that. I would agree to that. It's not as magical. Like it is very magical, but it's really surreal when you look at it like on camera. Whereas in there, it's kind of like it kind of looks like pollution. Like, have you ever been to like a really polluted city and you see like that haze of like green, like haze thing? It kind of looks like that, but like vaster and like just bigger, and it's really cool.
Well,
but
that's sad.
But the camera makes it look cooler. Is the point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Photoshop.
Yeah, something about that lens. And I think it's also because like they speed it up and make it brighter.
Yeah, actually, it's a brighter.
Yeah.
It's basically them bringing out colors.
That's kind of like the Milky Way. You can see it in the right places. You know, if you go to the desert where the skies are dead clear and you're away from the lights, you could see it clear as day. But when you put the camera on it, it captures more light than when your eyes pick up.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that was actually one of my favorite shots of the episode. Is the one where 2 and 5 are playing the video game.
It's so wholesome.
Yeah, I like these two. It's always nice to have sort of those kind of downtime moments when the crew's having fun together. And then, of course, we end with that beat with, lest we forget our alternate 2 and 3, Portia and Boone, who now have apparently allied themselves with Ferris Core, who apparently are about to ally themselves with Rio Ishida.
See, I always thought that you would have been a great. What was that guy's name? Neiman.
Ferris
Yeah,
Core?
the evil corporate guy.
Yeah, I could have done that too. Very diverse.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never acted before, but
You'll nail that part.
I'm sure.
No problem.
I'm sure.
And of course, after this very warm and fuzzy moment, Joe gives us a moment of suspense and to finish off the episode.
Yeah.
At first, I thought he only gave her the controller, but I didn't realize that he gave her like the entire system and the game.
Yeah. Why would you give someone just one controller?
Like a memento, like you fixed it so you can keep it. But he gave her like everything.
Yeah. And oh, holy smokes! Yeah, that's Victor. Victor telling the android, "We need your help."
Dun dun dun.
This is, the next episode, by the way, is also a beloved episode. It doesn't reach the heights of a 304 or 309 because these are like the more humorous episodes. But from a backstory point of view, the fans really loved next episode. But we'll wait. We'll discuss, 310 when we come to it next week. Something else to look forward to, hopefully, Katie.
Yes.
Oh yes. I'm still nervous. Every episode, someone could just get killed all of a sudden. So at least this one, I had a little lull in the fear.
Oh, be fearful.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Okay, here we go. These are the behind-the-scenes images of the episode. And okay. And I think this is Craig with less hair. Let's see.
It's going to be my own time travel episode.
Oh my God, that's funny.
There he is.
Whoa,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Look at him.
Very short hair.
It looks like your younger, more serious brother.
Yeah, indeed. Wow, definitely younger. I'll give you that much.
My goodness, so kempt and proper.
Did you compare tattoos with 4?
No, actually, 4 was not in my episode. I was not. That was I didn't get a chance to work with 4.
Mm.
The bikes.
Not exactly the kids, but these
So
are
those
our
are
stands.
the stand-ins there.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Matt, Lisa, and over on the left is Carmen, who's actually gone on to create a children's show and write for it. Got to look that one up.
Oh, cool.
Actually nominated for her show was nominated for a CSA.
Oh wow.
What was it called? Right
It's
here.
me in a very dumb director pose.
Oh no!
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's you're holding up you're holding up somebody in the background with your finger.
Oh yeah, I am. Totally.
Yeah. Look at that. Amazing.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
But when filming in neighborhoods, do you have to deal with people just coming and going normally?
Yes.
Yeah, you have traffic control.
Yeah, you have somebody blocking them saying you can't go through. And then you always have somebody who says, yes, I can. And they just walk through anyways.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is, Craig, that you're holding up
I
there?
can't tell. You know what? I totally don't even remember doing that, but that's very obviously what I'm doing. Holding this person up.
That's so funny. Joe, did you take that picture?
I did take that picture.
That's so funny.
He's about to step on your finger.
Yeah. Amazing.
It's beautiful.
Magic.
Beautiful.
Zoe in her
I love that coat.
earthenware.
It's
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah. I hope she got to keep it.
I did.
It does look a lot
Smart.
like Toronto.
Yeah.
I would have so stolen that coat.
Yeah.
Be like, mine. Yoink.
We work outside enough, it's mine.
It was cold.
It was cold.
Oh.
Yeah. When were we shooting that? When did we shoot? Was that
That was in late February.
February? Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it's surprising
February.
that there's not snow on the ground. And
I just shot a movie, like a Hallmark Christmas movie. It's supposed to be Christmas Eve in Detroit. We shot it in the middle of May, and there was no snow. There were robins flying through. And you could hear lawnmowers in the background and kids riding bikes going through the shot. It was a total disaster.
I remember last summer walking through. No, it wasn't last summer. It had to be the summer before last, and it was like a sweltering day. And I guess they were shooting a Christmas movie, and the extras were all bundled up in hats and gloves. And I just thought, oh my gosh, they were gonna. Yeah.
You should have gone to Calgary. I heard it was snowing there last week.
Oh yeah, it snowed here last week for a bit.
Yeah.
On the weekend.
It did.
Oh
Horrifying.
my gosh.
Meanwhile, it's going to be 100 here in a few days. Ooh.
Crazy.
Ooh.
Isn't the weather awesome, guys? No? Oh.
Yay, the weather.
And if you haven't seen Matt Ryan's YouTube channel, how he builds dark matter weapons, please check this out. This is it right here. And
He builds weapons out of dark matter.
That would be cool.
It's pretty dense.
So he's discovered dark matter. That's what you're saying.
yeah.
This is amazing. Mark, I love you. Or Matt. Sorry, Matt. Cute.
That's a nice look for her, Joe.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
angst goth.
I really like that look for her. There she is. Yes. Goth chick.
Totally got the style down with these costumes. Like,
Yeah.
from
I mean,
the
but
soccer mom, goth kid.
This is what Jodelle does, though. If you follow her on TikTok, she does like tons of cosplay, and she's amazing at it.
Yes, she is.
I really want to run into her at a convention.
Mm.
Like, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
There you are looking at something.
yeah, we're lining up a shot on Artemis Viewfinder on a phone.
Mm. That's a great app.
It is. Yeah, I no longer have to bring my giant piece of glass that I used to have to bring all the time to set. So
That was a great vacuum cleaner.
It's ancient.
It was amazing.
I was just noticing that vacuum cleaner in the back.
Gosh.
I
And
think
that's
I was
the,
looking at the vacuum cleaner.
that is the basement set that was
Yeah.
built. So not
Yeah.
a real basement.
But a real
look-
vacuum cleaner.
Let me just take this opportunity because we are a channel that's focused on Seth MacFarlane's The Orville, but we obviously tackle other sci-fi. Craig and Sean, have you guys ever watched The Orville?
I have not actually. I'm ashamed to
haven't.
admit. I have 3 kids who keep me very busy, so that's one of the reasons why I haven't gotten to all the horror movies on my list that I should be watching. So I got to get through a whole bunch of other stuff. as well.
Well, the
I
Orville
haven't.
you can watch with the kids.
My kids are pretty skittish about
There's-
pretty much everything. So.
Oh.
Also, the Mocklin orgy, so probably
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah,
do
no.
that.
Yeah,
And
probably not
you said
kid-friendly.
you haven't either, right, Sean?
I haven't. No, don't know why.
I'd be curious to see what Sean
People
thinks
like
about the combo of the sci-fi and the humor in the Orville.
Yeah.
Right.
I would
be
like
too.
to see. I would like to see Sean on the Orville. It would be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
He would be so funny on there. You
your-
belong on the Orville. I think.
For all
I
your
think
local
it should happen.
congressmen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's make this happen.
Avis.
What role?
Sean is
What role,
Avis.
Nina? Would Sean play on the? What do you guys think, Katie Adega? What role might he play on
Avis.
the Orville? Avis?
Oh. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Something funny, like maybe like I forget all the characters' names already. The friend of the slime dude.
Oh, Yaphet.
Yeah, Yaphet.
Yaphet.
Like a friend of Yaphet's or something
Yeah.
like that. Like that
Sounds
would
like
be
a
cool.
bartender on the ship.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be cool.
Maybe another mad scientist from engineering.
Or that.
Oh, what would you like to do, Sean? Given unlimited opportunity to play sci-fi and comedy, what kind of character would you want to be?
I think it's fun to be a Harry Mudd kind of character.
Yes.
Like a lovable scoundrel, but
Mhm.
also a kind of a dick.
You could pull that off.
Yeah,
Fun, but a dick.
yeah. Sounds like a perfect character for the Orville.
An Orion pirate type guy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. And yes, and you guys can always blame Katie for the weather. Thanks, John, for making sure we remember. It was a great this is a great episode. Joe, do you want to say anything about what's coming up and in the next
No, I
few
mean
episodes?
next episode is going to be a big backstory episode for not one but two of our characters, and we'll follow up with a kind of a creepy episode, and then we head back to the palace for our showdown with Ryo Ishida.
Oh, creepy. I don't do creepy. We'll see how that one goes.
Yeah.
Wait, did Craig have anything to do with a creepy episode? Since he
Sadly, no.
No,
He did not do the creepy episode.
not on this show. I do creepy episodes for other shows.
He did the first season of Slasher.
I did, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Craig, do you want to tell us a little bit about the Barbarian and the Troll, which I see is the most recent on your?
Yeah,
IMDb?
no, the Barbarian and the Troll. I guess I think one of the best reviews I read was the Red Sonja puppet show for kids you never knew you wanted. It's an amazing show that was created by Mike Mitchell and Drew Massey. I filmed out in Vancouver last winter, and it's a crazy barbarian fantasy puppet show that is just amazing. It's really great for kids, anywhere from 5 to 15 to 99 if you're so inclined. It's just a really, really great, really fun show. Just really drawing on your inner Army of Darkness fan, really. I mean, every shot it was like, okay, it's Army of Darkness, let's go. So
Oh, cool. I definitely have to check this out because I was a huge fan of the Dark Crystal. So
This looks
yeah,
good.
it was super, super fun. Very, very Muppety, really slapstick humor. It was just a blast to work on. I was really happy to be invited to be a part of the show.
And is there anything else you can talk about that you're working on now, or might be that's not top secret?
Not particularly. Like Joe, just always trying to got some projects on the go, hoping to get them to camera sometime soon. Doing the Murdoch Mysteries right now, which is really exciting. And considering I'm doing the Halloween episode this year, I'm assuming next October you'll be able to see that one. So that would be really fun.
so cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Sean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nina. You were.
No, I'm definitely gonna have to get into Murdoch Mysteries. I've been told by so many people I should watch it because I love mystery shows and stuff, and my mom's a huge fan. So
It's a great show. I love it.
gonna have to definitely watch that.
Yeah,
And
super
John
fun.
Burns brings up a great point. Norm Macdonald and Sean Cullen working together. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
So Norm Macdonald plays Yaphet, the green slime guy on.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would
Um,
love that. It would be ideal.
Sean, is there anything you're working on now that you want to that we haven't mentioned that you want to let us know?
Oh, no. Well, I do a show online called the Cocktail Hour, and you can get tickets for Side Door, and it's
Really?
kind of a comedy guest and then music, a musical guest as well. It's on the next one's on the 16th of June at 8 p.m. in my time zone, which is Toronto Eastern Standard Time or Eastern something time, daylight.
What is it called again, Sean?
Cocktail Hour.
Cocktail hour.
It's sophisticated silliness for about an hour and a half, maybe. And I'm just working on another book, and I've come up with an idea for a series, a couple of different ideas. I was working with Joe on one that was roundly refused by
one place.
our public broadcaster. But I think it's a fun idea, and it's got great elements of humor and I think heart. So we'll see. Maybe Joe and I can find a place to put it other than the garbage.
Nina, go if you have to step.
Yeah, I gotta step off, you guys. I will see you, the regular cast members, next week. And Craig and Sean, it was really, really nice to meet you, and everyone in the chat. Love you guys, and yeah, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
I just want to give Joe. I want
Can't
to say
stand
thank you.
her. May I just say? I cannot stand that woman.
All of a sudden, she just pops back on.
She'll be watching the replay, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh.
Now we can talk about it. Thank you, Craig and Sean, for being here. It was such an honor.
Thanks for having us.
You guys are always welcome back. Joe, do you last word for Joe?
Last word is thanks for coming. Tune in next week.
Awesome. Thank you, Nina, Adega, Katie, Joseph, Sean, and Craig. Thank you so much for a great discussion, a wonderful discussion about a wonderful episode. Thank you, Alan Cox, Matt Ryan, the weapon designer, Henry 101, Tom Gardner. Thank you, Tom, by the way, for the wonderful and humorous previews that you are making for trailers that you were making for
Always great.
and you filled in for Gap. So thank you so much. Jim Hendry, Galinda, Colin, Kareen, TT, everybody who's been in here, Jeff Beeler, John, Jerry, everyone who has been in here. Thank you for the super chats. You guys be safe, and we'll be back next week with episode 10 and nearing the end of Dark Matter. Take care, guys.
End it on a